Hey guys, how are you this week? I apologize for I forgot to make the video this week, y'all, and I just forgot. So I apologize for getting this out to you late. I know some of y'all are already on it, which I appreciate. Y'all are just so awesome. Can you believe that this is our final week of instruction? When we left for spring break, and I said, I think we'll have spring break and maybe extend it for a week and then we'll be back to normal. I mean, who knew that we would actually end up finishing out our year with this distance learning model? And honestly, I know we've talked about resilience a lot this year, but seriously, resilience, and just kind of being able to roll with things like this. I mean, this is, can lead to success. It's just, when you're able to be resilient and kind of bounce back and regroup and continue moving forward, that's how you're going to be successful. And that's how you're going to be, there's a very, very important skill to be able to navigate throughout life. So I appreciate y'all so much. And I just hate that we're not ending the school year in Cafe C218, that we're not ending it together. All right, so what are we doing this week? Well, I think y'all know. Let me go ahead. Oops, I almost hit the wrong button. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. And I am here. Let's go to stream, because this is where it takes you first. And of course, you have to come over here to classwork. Our first stop always is the calendar. The calendar gives you the overview for the week and gives you kind of the suggested pacing. Let me scroll down. My internet's been really slow today. It's frustrating. Oh, I shouldn't sit here and yawn on camera. Good grief. Oh, all right. So here we are, the week of the 11th. Oops, I need to put the video in here. So, of course, I do hope that you're enjoying some of the things I'm putting up here in the days on the calendar. Of course, you don't have to wait till those days to click on them, but some easy listening tunes from a seaside cafe, some rainy day sounds, and I actually just discovered this. It's some upbeat kind of background music to get you going. So, and that's kind of one of my new favorites. But I hope you're enjoying those. And then, of course, my First Chapter Friday that I've been doing for the past few weeks. So this week, what do we have? Da-da-da. Finish your research assignment. The three things you should know research assignment. I know I'm a little behind on grading, and that is my task these next couple days, is just to get that all caught up and get those grades entered. Also, if you have any missing work, don't forget, again, because this is our last week that we'll be giving new assignments. So technically next week is kind of that time to go back and kind of tie up the loose ends. So complete the three things you should know research assignment. I did put the template out there last week because some of y'all were just chomping at the bit and ready to get to move forward. And then I also have a post-pandemic vision board, and I want to explain that to you. And then, of course, everything is due Friday. And that just, it gives me time, because I've got to turn right around and get everything graded and get grades finalized pretty quick. So let me go over here, go back to Google Classroom. And again, the final project. This is where it needs to be turned in. Some of y'all, the very first week, you were jumping forward and getting it done. Okay, we hadn't covered credible sources. We hadn't covered that yet. So make sure this is where you're turning in that final project. Okay, there's a template. And again, I've given you guys some notes down here in the bottom as well. So for example, change up the fonts and background as you like, be creative. This is our last assignment together. So the topic title, the specific topic that's under the broad category, for example, homeless veterans. And then what do you plan to answer with your research regarding your topic? For example, what resources are available in the DFW area to help homeless veterans? Make sure you put your first and last name, the date that it's due, which is the 15th, and then since I only have the one class, I just went ahead and put 4th period. The mood board, okay, this is the 6 to 10, this is mood board or a collage, the 6 to 10 pictures that represent your topic. Slide 3 is a summary of the topic in 5 to 7 sentences. It's an overview of your research, and it may include quoted material, but not necessarily. Fact 1, your short answer response. Oh, I did not link up the templates that we've been using in class. Let me see if I have those. I'll get them linked up real quick. So your first short answer response, it's in the format where you have the topic sentence. You have supporting evidence, that's a quote that's effectively embedded and contextualized. You do that by using the templates that I've provided. And then the analysis statement, also using the templates that I provided. And again, I'll go back, you should have them in your composition book, but if you got away out of the building back in March without your composition book, then we'll need to get that posted for you. And again, I've given you guys some instructions down here in the bottom section. It says use the template you were provided earlier in the year. It should be in your comp notebook, but are also posted in Google Classroom. I will get them posted to both contextualize and introduce your research to material or your quote, and also to begin your analysis statement. So that's what you're going to do. Slide 4, fact 1. Slide 5 is fact 2. Slide 6 is fact 3. And then your works cited. So again, you can use the Purdue OWL, the citation generator. Make sure your citations, they should be alphabetized and they should be formatted appropriately using this generator, okay? So that is the research. And then finally, I have a post-pandemic vision board. I thought this would be kind of a fun way to wrap up the year. Some of you have already turned it in. And you're basically kind of thinking about, well, several things. You're kind of looking forward and you're looking inside as well. So the first part of this is, and let me go ahead and pull up the template. What are 4 things that you look forward to once the self-isolation is lifted and the community opens back up? And of course, since I created this, I actually had my college transition students do this a couple of weeks ago. And since then, things have started to open up a little bit. So, you know, what are you looking forward to most? You know, I'm still looking forward to, you know, being able to go out and have lunch with my friends, or being able to go and sit on a patio and read a book, or being able to, well, for my dad to have his surgery that he needs that I mentioned. So what are some things you're looking forward to? Be as specific as possible. And then what is one piece of advice that you have learned from this that you'll pass along to younger generations in the future? So maybe something you learned is, hey, it's okay to be bored. It is not the end of the world. You will not die if you're bored. Maybe you've learned that that you actually enjoy the company of your family, and maybe your younger brother or younger sister is really not as bad as you once thought. I don't know. Maybe you learn that, hey, you know what? It's kind of cool to sit and read for an hour in the evening. That's what I've been trying to do is read in the evenings. I counted it up today, y'all. I've read like 12 books, including spring break week. From then until now, I've gone through 12 books. Okay, so again, one piece of advice that you've learned from this that you'll pass along to younger generations in the future. What is something you took for granted prior to the self-isolation that you've begun to appreciate? So again, maybe it's just being still. You know, that's one thing I've appreciated, even though I miss some things that, you know, have been canceled in recent weeks. I've really appreciated just the slower pace. It's been very, very nice. You know, I've been able to, you know, get at least 7 hours of sleep each night, which has been wonderful. So what's something that you took for granted prior to self-isolation that you've begun to appreciate? And then finally, what is something that you've learned about yourself or a family member during this time? Maybe you learned that, actually I had a student post, one of my college transition kids, that it was a younger brother or younger sister, that they're actually pretty funny. Yeah, they're not just annoying, you know, kid brother, but they were actually pretty funny. So that was kind of fun. And some of them had posted that their parents actually have a lot of wisdom, which I thought was kind of interesting. And of course, I've given you the template. So up here at the top, these are the 4 things you look forward to. And then piece of advice, what was it? What are they? Oh yeah, piece of advice, something you took for granted, and then something you learned about yourself or a family member. So up in this top part, you can put images up here, or you can simply type it in. Either one is fine. If you use images, just make sure it's obvious and that I know what it is. Like if you just put, well, I don't know, I was gonna get, well, like I don't know. But I had a couple of people who are like, I don't really know what that is, but then they added some notes down here at the bottom to explain it. So, and again, this is very basic, very plain, very simple. If you want to decorate it up, I actually have another version of this that's much more fancy, but I thought it was a little overwhelming when you stopped and looked at it. So this one's pretty straightforward, but again, if you want to decorate it up some, bling it up some, you are more than welcome to. And so that's what I've got for you. As always, please don't forget to mark as done, okay? It's not turned in until you mark as done. Mark as done. If you take nothing away from this year, I want you to take away metacognition and mark as done, okay? So let me stop sharing my screen. And I don't know, I'll probably have a special message for y'all next week just because it's the end of the year. And normally I would give you guys a special message and I'm not able to do that in person. So yeah, if you need anything, you know how to find me. You can email me, you can send me a reminder, you can pop on during my office hours. And I hope you're all doing well. And I look forward to seeing your finished work. Bye, guys.